Hello, everybody, and welcome to Drake's Den. My name is Mormon631, and with me I have our two hosts, Part-Time Villain and Maddie Sockers. Today we're going to be looking at, to start with, 2025 and what we've seen in the game so far, where we think the game is, and if we're happy with where the game is. But the main focus of the podcast will be what will happen in the new year, what will happen in 2026. Before we do get started, I just want to do a quick sound check. Part-Time, can you hear us all on the stream?
I can hear you, yeah. I'm just working on myself right now.
And Maddie, can you make some noise as well?
Hello.
Is that all coming through?
A little bit more, Maddie.
A little bit more, Maddie.
I am here. I am here today.
No, we know you're
hear
here. Yeah, we just need to make sure.
Yeah, it works.
All right,
it works.
wonderful.
Perfect.
All right, sorry about that, everybody. We just need to make sure because last week we had some major technical issues and we had to delete the entire podcast. It was not great. 40 minutes of silence.
No, well, they could hear you, I think.
They could hear my voice. They could hear me. It was fine.
Okay, you were just talking to yourself.
Well, yeah. Or the voices in my head, one of the two. But how have you guys been this week? And have you been able to play much?
No,
I've been playing here and there. Just holidays, you know.
Yeah.
Last couple of days of the year.
Yeah, I've taken a bit of a backseat with Star Citizen for the last week, just because wasn't really in the mood. But yeah, what about you, Villain?
No, whole day. I was out last night, so a little bit rough on the edges tonight.
Yeah, well, last night doesn't count as the whole week, I don't think. Wait, what day is it? No, it doesn't. Hey, don't confuse me.
I had to prepare. It's not like you just can go out. There's, couple days of preparing before you go out. Stretch out a little liver and stuff.
I suppose that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So let's have a little talk about what we've seen in 2025, because the last year was supposed to be the year of playability. Or has so been claimed. It was worded slightly different by Chris himself. And I do think they have somewhat achieved that in terms of the content that's available and in some parts the stability of the game. But I don't know what you guys think. What would be your highlight for 2025 and what would be kind of your low?
For me, highlight would be the content. There was a lot of content. And low life, the content didn't work.
All right. A bit more specific. But like, what was your favorite bit of the content? Like, out of all of the stuff?
Hathor, I think, because it's kind of open world, and everyone is like PvP, and everyone can just jump in.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I think Hathor's really good, and it's very epic to be there. Even as someone passing by, you just see this laser fire down from the sky. I go, oh, what's going on? That actually happened to me once. I was just flying over Daymar. I didn't realize I was underneath the OLP, and this massive mining laser just descended from the sky and nearly killed me. What was your low, Villain?
I don't know, low.
Like a patch where it came out and you...
Nyx kind of was disappointing, kind of empty. That's the only reason.
Okay, but to be fair, they did state that it was going to be empty. Yeah. They did give us a fair warning.
They warned me. I've still been disappointed, so
that's okay.
Changes nothing.
Okay. You're a hard man to please.
Yeah.
What about you, Maddie?
Woke up on the wrong side of the bed, huh? No, me. I thought the year was actually one of the most decent years for Star Citizen. Content-wise, I really did like the Yurmandi fight. I thought that was one of the great additions. The whole ASD facility, I thought was a really nice touch.
Yeah.
Something newer, something better than just the bunkers. A new underground area that was pretty cool. That and engineering that came in right at the end. I think Nix is dope, more for me because I've actually been to the location, so it's cool to go back to it and see how it evolved in the verse that we're actually playing in now. Um, Lows would be some of the changes that they made, but that's more like at first some of the refinery changes, but now that I've played with it, it's not that bad. And some of the salvage changes, but I don't think I've had too many lows last year.
Okay.
I think it's actually been way better than most years playing.
Yeah. Okay. And
You,
for,
Morgan?
for anyone watching, if you want to type in your highs and lows of 2025, feel free. I'll give mine, give everyone a chance to type up their responses because we don't want to miss them. But we do have chat functioning within the stream now as well. So if you do type something, we will see it on the screen. But my high would probably be the Yormandi fight. There are bigger missions that pay out better. There are longer missions. But the reason I loved the Yormandi fight so much, other than some of its obvious flaws like being locked out of the arena, that wasn't one of my favorite things. If you die, that's it. You can't get back in.
Just don't die.
But
Right,
the actual fight itself was so tight, and it took actual coordination to fight it. You needed to actually communicate and position well, so you didn't just get destroyed by this giant snake and their cousin or brother or sister. But it was just a really well-tuned mission. It didn't really need too much changing after it came out, and it shows that they mostly thought it through when they created the mission. And obviously, you have the PvE kind of trail that you follow to get there. So I think that was the best mission that was released.
Yeah.
My low for the year, which I really didn't expect to be the low of the year, that I was really disappointed, was engineering. I think it's great they've got it in. I think that's fantastic. That I'm hyped about. I just wish that they had a better idea of what they wanted it to be before they put it in. Now, I understand as developers, they need it tested, and putting it in the game allows them to do that. But when it was in PTE, it was like a rubber band going too far one way and then too far back the other way. And now it feels a little bit too tame as a system. I am basically able to do everything I did before solo in any size of ship without consequence, because by the time I'm finishing a gameplay session where it would matter, I've already repaired my ship at a station. The only thing that would matter long term is the wear and tear. That will become more apparent later on, and maybe my mind will be changed by that. But the minute-to-minute damage to your ship isn't as impactful as I would have hoped. But that's my low. They'll definitely change. They'll definitely change it. I think we'll have a completely different game by the end of 2026. But I don't know. I just wish they had a more finalized idea of where they wanted engineering to be. I think it's because they had to change a lot of the inner workings of it quite last minute compared to what they originally had planned. Including
last minute changes. CIG, no.
Well, they weren't quite last minute changes, but they were substantial changes from the original concept. Where you'd have parts of your ship shut down if a fuse went out. And I do think they were positive changes, because how annoying would it be if all your turrets stopped working because one fuse went out, and you send Maddie to go and find the fuse, and then he has to go off and do something in the house for 15 minutes and come back, and you're already dead. But yeah, that's my thing with engineering. I love the idea of engineering. I want it to work really well. I just wish they had a more final concept of it. Anyone in chat have any highs or lows they want to share with us at all before we move on? I guess not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out in case someone's a bit late to respond. So I think overall I'm pleased with 2025. There's just a few nitpicks.
Yeah, no, it's one of the better years they actually had. They released a lot of stuff compared to the other years. So
Yeah.
I feel like both of the lows that you chose, to me personally, are like too soon of a low because they're brand new things. Like you both chose two things that dropped super late in the end of the year.
yeah,
Mhm.
That'll show you how good like the year was. Like
Yeah.
you chose engineering and he chose Nyx. You were
Mhm.
disappointed about Nyx and how empty it was, and he was disappointed of how light end engineering is. And I feel like this year we'll probably see those two things evolve so much more, especially the engineering side of things. I do agree with you a lot on it. Um, it's been on both sides of the scales, either too crazy where the time to kill is too fast, or now it's too babyish now. So it's like, hopefully this year they can iron out that balance
Hey,
and
Gaz,
get
how's
us
it
to a
going?
good point. Oh, look, it's
Sorry.
Gazzy Boy.
It is Gazzy Boy. Here he is.
look at this. It's actually our chat works on the stream as well. Woohoo! It took us only like 2 months to set it up.
Because you didn't have me doing it.
Yeah.
You didn't listen to me. That's what it really was.
Hey, Mouse, how's it going? Happy New Year. Any highs and lows of 2025 for Star Citizen? I think Mouse's low will just be that he didn't play Star Citizen. Yeah, so I don't know, Gaz, if you have any highs or lows for the 2025 release schedule, feel free to type them in. We're going to move on to 2026 now, but we'll keep an eye out on the chat for any kind of contribution there. 2026 is going to be probably one of the biggest years of Star Citizen, and I feel like that statement has been said literally every year for the past 3 years. But
it works. But it kind of works.
It kind of works. But in the sense that this year is not going to be just content. I'm sure they will still. Highs didn't play it. Lows didn't play it. Yeah, I know. Maybe highs from the Game Awards. What games are releasing? If you're looking forward to a game, maybe share that instead. But what was I saying? God damn it, Mouse! You threw me off track. I'm gonna leave you in the lurch on Rivals later. What was I saying?
This year has going to be one of the better years.
Yes, yeah. So I think this year it's not just going to be content because they're starting to focus back onto features, which is the Star Citizen community's bread and butter. Because I remember they were like, "Oh, this year we're going to focus on content," and everyone was like, "Yeah, woo!" And then as the year went on, the community was like, "But where are the features?"
Yeah,
so I think this year, chaos and full power. That's his highs and lows. Thank you, Gaz. That was enlightening. But yes, yeah. I just think this year is going to be a return to form for the community. It's going to be feature focused with content, I assume, because we have got content coming as well. So it's going to be a new approach this year.
Yeah,
but,
I think next year is gonna be 1, maybe 2 new features for the whole year. That's it, and rest is gonna be they're gonna try to continue the content kind of drop as well.
What you mean 2026? Just two features?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be more than that.
I think you're wrong. I think they have a lot on their plate because they're releasing Squadron. That's going to bring a massive player amount to the game. Just think about it. You got this online game, and then you release the single player, which will bring all these people to play it, and then they're going to be like, "Hey, I want to go hop on the online universe." And if they hop on, and it's the current state that it is now, there goes your game hype.
Yeah, so that's why.
That's why you have to drop in the more important features, which brings longevity progression, which is like social tools, base building, things like that can keep people playing for longer than what they usually play for, which is just to earn money. If it's just still the whole money grind, that's where they'll drop the ball this year.
Well, Gaz said crafting is expected next year, which of course is correct. It's going to be a very basic form to begin with. I honestly think that org tools might not come this year. The reason I think that is because they're usually the last thing to be added, not because they're like a last minute rush or anything like that, but because they need to have a solid idea of all the features that relate to the org gameplay before they release that into the game. They need to have an idea of how it works. Otherwise, they're going to be playing tack on after they've released that tool, which can, again, create more bugs. So I do think the org tools is something we're going to get a little bit later on, maybe 2027. But I'd be happy to see it. I just don't think it's on the cards this year.
You're wrong there. I think we're getting our social tools
Bite me.
Just put in 10 million Alpha USC on both and bet on it.
Yeah, that's too much effort. I can't deal with that. But let's start with villain. What's on your list of big old features you want to see?
I'm not too greedy. I've got two lists. I've got a couple things I really, really want for the next year, and I've got the other list of the stuff I kind of would like, which is pretty much 1.0 and everything.
You just want the game to be finished.
I just want everything. But I'm aware that list might be pushed a little bit. But first thing I would really, really want is in-game trading, some kind of system, some kind of market thing. You collect whatever, like Valakar funds or something. You put it on market, and there you don't need to log in to sell it. Someone comes in, logs in on the server, and buys it, and you've been credited the money. They should put some kind of tax on it, so it's it's not pure profit. That would be one of the best thing they could have done in the game, I think.
Yeah. I do think we'll see some improvement to player trading this year, given how the economy is and the whisperings of an economy wipe incoming within the next 3 months. That is an indication that. All right,
it's happening.
Yeah, I just meant within the next 3 months. We don't know exactly when it's happening.
Yeah, but that's one of major thing I'm really kind of looking forward to. So it just make the whole trading thing just more smooth compared to you need to text someone on the other website and you need to be on, you need to log in, you need to go on the same server. It's too much. You should be able to just press the button, I want this, click, done.
I mean, what they really should do is just find whoever created the player trading website and partner with them and link it up. Because then you could trade in and out of the game and it all be linked and the economy would balance accordingly. You know what I mean? Rather than having this player economy that's completely detached and, let's be honest, has completely messed up the game in terms of financials because of the ridiculous amounts people are able to make by doing that.
Yeah, but from security perspective, I don't know how that would work, because if you could be able to hack maybe the website or do something to the website, you could have,
Well, this is what I'm saying. If they officially partnered or purchased the website, they could implement their own security.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of MMOs that have player-to-player trading on a website basis as well as in-game. That is an established method of doing it. And I think it would work really well for Star Citizen, especially considering how long you need to spend in the game to get anything done. You don't have to log in and physically trade with someone.
No, that would be the only thing. I don't think Chris would go for it, because Chris wants you to go in physically to the shop and
Yeah, it's a part of the game of having everything physicalized.
So I don't know how that.
To all you lazy gamers out there, I'm sorry.
It's true.
Like maybe if you have it in a space station, it gets automatically transported to your hangar in your space station or something easy like that. But
I think
maybe city-wise.
Well, I understand, of course, that everything's physicalized, but I think we're ignoring the fact that in a futuristic world, there would be delivery services, and in trading, you could have a delivery service. Let's say, Maddie, you're a Nick, and you're mining unobtainium. I can't remember what they're called. We're going to go with unobtainium because it's a terrible name for a mineral, and thank you, James Cameron, for that. And I'm in Crusader, and I say, Maddie, I need 2,000 SCU. I know it's a huge amount, but let's just go with it. You could either physically transport that to me, and you can avoid paying taxes and wasting time and things like that. Or in the trade, you could opt to have it delivered to Crusader. Let's say that takes, for 2,000 SCU, it takes a day and a half to do. And there's a tax per hour of 5%, 1% of the total amount earned from the trade that's taken from your money. So it's either you physically transport it and don't have to pay those taxes or waste that amount of time, or you pay the taxes. I get the product in a day and a half. And that way you've got a choice between, do I want quick but manual, or do I want automatic but slow and it's costly, essentially. You know what I mean? There are ways to balance it to make it realistic.
Yeah, that's how I think it's going to be. It's going to be in something like that, where you can have your auto cost like we already have, or someone actually physically has to pick it up and take it over there. I feel like the buyer is going to be the one to have to pick it up and take it back to their location if they're buying it from someone from a location. Because what's the point of then building a base somewhere and having special supplies on that base location?
With the player rep system, you could actually have a seller, a transporter, and a buyer, three parts of one transaction as well.
Which that would make sense and would be useful. I think I would be happy with something a little bit easier at the beginning, at least. Something along the line, you go to Lorville, you're putting this on the market on Lorville, and everyone everywhere can see it, and they can buy it at any point, even from Mobiglass or whatever. But when it's bought, you need it being transported to your inventory in Lorville, so you're gonna need to go and pick it up manually.
Exactly.
Right? And at least for the beginning, that would be, fine.
Yeah.
So you've got access to buy anything you want or sell it even from there. But if you needed to build a base or whatever, you're actually gonna need to go physically and go pick it up. And
exactly.
I think
that's what I agree with you 100% there. That's where I feel like it should go at first. It should be something like that at first. And if they can achieve something like that this year, that would be pretty dope.
Yeah, no, I can see that. That's fair.
That would change the game so much. Just this one thing.
It's going to be nagging Gmod for stuff. No Amazon in the future. No, Gaz can't. We can't have that. We can't have that, Gaz.
Conversation. He was like, you go to the TTD and there's just a panel in there that you switch that's the player-to-player panel, whether you're in Lorville, Crusader, wherever you are, and you just put something up for sale on there. Boom, and then everybody can see it whenever they go to the TTD.
Sounds like a little bit like Warframe. They do a player-to-player trade screens that you have.
Cool. Anything in the game to make it this easier would be welcome addition, man. To make it a little bit more secure as well, so you cannot get robbed like how it is right now.
Yeah, although I don't want them to make that too tight on security. I think there should be 100% secure ways of trading, but the higher value and higher quantity of things, the less available those secure ways of trading become. Like, for example, pirates need an opportunity to pirate. So the trade-offs between, for example, automatic transport and manual transport need to be heavy enough that Maddie can say, "Ooh, I don't want to spend that money. I need to send it with a transporter or transport it myself," or the buyer transports it.
Yeah. So
they kind of have. Oh, go ahead.
Just building on what just Mormon quickly said. So the stuff like let's say maize, you go to Pyro, get maize, and bring in. You should not be able to sell maize and like land it in Microtech and just put on market like illegal drags. I think that kind of thing should be specifically moved by hand and sell some middle of nowhere kind of thing with a more risky, ways. But there needs to be a reason for you to trying to sell the maize. Well,
that's what I'm
adding
saying.
To what you guys are talking about, and sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But adding to what you're saying actually is they kind of have that in place already with the trading system. There's a limit that you can put in a certain place, like Lorville, for example. You can only sell a certain amount of iron, and once that's filled, you can't sell no more. So you would have to move it to another location, which would cause someone to actually be able
Yeah,
to rob you and pirate you. So there could be limits like that if you're trying to play or trade something. All the limit of how much can be on the market right now is already reached. So you have to sell it at a different market. So now you got to move it from Lorville to Crusader because Crusader's limit is open. That kind of already happens when I'm selling Quantanium. Sometimes
but
I can't sell it at one of my lower
with player to
spots.
player, that wouldn't work because the reason those things are limited in terms of what you can sell is because of how much resources the location has. But how much resources the player can accept is really up to the player themselves and the inventory of the location, and everyone has the same inventory in the location. And it's very high. It takes a lot to fill that. But my point would be there needs to be a heavy choice between automated transport between systems and manual transport. So there's a real consideration to be made. If someone's too poor to do automated transfer, or they don't want to waste money on it and they're confident they can transport it, they would make that choice based on that information. I don't want to lose 30% of my profits through automated transport, so I'm going to do it myself. And then comes the risk of pirating legal things as well. Because I know what you're saying about the illegal stuff, of course. You're not going to walk into Crusader and be like, hey, I got some happy juice here I'm selling. Who wants it? You're not going to do that, and I understand that. But with the legal stuff, there still needs to be an opportunity created through the need to make the choice for pirates to then have that gameplay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What's your thing, hopes and dreams for the next year?
Maddie, go ahead. I will follow after.
Me? Okay, I guess. Well, for me, it's seeing crafting coming in. Hopefully with that inventory rework. I'm more excited for Planet Tech. I want them to do the whole revamp of the whole systems, all systems, Once they bring in Nix 1, revamp every other planet with the new Planet Tech. Because that'll change everything and get it set up. Yeah, all the moons, all the planets. It'll get it all set up for base building. Because that's what I'm looking forward to. I hope we get us like we did at the end of this year that just passed. I hope we get base building at the end of 2026.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm more pessimistic person, so.
Yeah, of course you are. I feel like they have to bring these things in this year. I feel like they have. They've been working on it for years.
I do think that base building is relatively likely to launch this year in some form. I don't think it's going to be...
Not going to be full on.
Yeah, I think it's going to be extremely iterative. It's going to be... You can build a single hab.
Yeah,
where you can craft.
I feel like it'll be a little bit more than that. But I don't feel like we'll get space stations and that other crazy stuff.
Maddie, you're getting Gaz excited. Calm down.
I don't feel like we'll get the shipbuilding and well, maybe we'll get the shipbuilding because crafting's coming out and they could probably do that in iterations of crafting. But that's just me because they got a lot on their... They got a lot that they can do and that they've been all working towards. So I can see that. I know you guys are like, no social tools, but they will have to bring out social tools. It's been way too long with these old school and they need to revamp that. Hopefully with the inventory rework, they bring out some new tools on top of that. But that's me with my big hopes.
So, Maddie, if they bring out social tools, I'll be extremely happy. And I want them to. It's not that I don't want them to. I just don't think it will be this year.
Well,
or at least
I feel like they have to, in a sense, because of crafting. Crafting needs a permission system. Permission systems needs new type of social tools to give your friends permissions to be able to use your crafting machine.
I don't think that's going to come in.
You're going to have a fabricator.
It's going to be
going to have to allow your... What? So that means No, it's not going to be a free-for-all. That's
At the beginning,
stupid
yeah, I
planning.
think so.
That means
Well-
anyone can run in your hangar that's in your party and just craft up whatever they want and waste up all your resources.
I think to begin
No.
with, it will just be the party permission system. I don't think they necessarily have to have the org tools to make that work. I
feel like
understand what you're saying.
You're gonna have to change it up because it's gonna have to have like some limitation of who can craft what.
Yes,
Once you bring in
at some point,
crafting,
yes.
you have to bring in a permission
Well,
system. I'm
that's
telling you, most games do that once they bring in a crafting system.
That's a scope issue, really, isn't it? And I understand what you're saying. I can't see the org tools coming in until all the major
You guys
features
aren't
are
that
in.
optimistic, but
I wouldn't say I'm pessimistic. I just try to be realistic. Or pragmatic is probably the
and I
better
am being
word.
realistic. Like these are one of the things you need for a system like that. Is what I'm trying to tell you. These are safeguards you need in place right in the beginning.
Disagreeing.
You don't add later.
I know you're telling me that, but I'm
Right.
disagreeing with you.
No, you guys disagree.
I
see.
understand why you're saying that, and to a degree, yes. But I think for the initial launches of those systems, it will be a party permission system until they have a fully fleshed out org tool set. Whether that releases this year or not, I don't know. I don't think it will, but if it does, I will be as happy, if not happier than you. Or we'll have to fight to see who's more happy about it. Maddie just used some visibility powers. That's creepy.
Bang.
Yeah. But I completely understand where you're coming from. I just, personally, I feel there needs to be more of the main features in the game before they can fully flesh out the org tools.
What features
about
would
you,
you
Marmon?
think those are?
Well, they'll need to flesh out crafting and base building further, so that the scope is large enough to require those tools to begin with, because the base launches of crafting and base building are going to be quite small, and the party system, permission system would work well enough that to be in the game. I also think that they need to get some more systems available within ships. I think that's going to be part of the org tools. This is what I'm saying, that they need to essentially design the permission systems fitting with ships, base building, and crafting all at the same time. And whether that's already done or not, I don't know, but I doubt it. Because 2024 and before was a bit of a pause on production, and how far along they were with all that stuff. Again, I'm not sure, because there was a lot of interruptions to the progress of the game between 2020 and 2024. And only recently have they been able to get back on the ball. COVID impacted the production quite heavily. And then, mine's going blank. They've got the systems that they're bringing in. I don't think that's going to be really related to the org tools. I think it's mostly just going to be fleshing out crafting and base building first before they bring those tools in, where it would require them.
Yeah, I'm just thinking they gonna let it go and then gonna wait for feedback from us how we would kind of see this permission system to be built after we actually use the system, crafting and base building, and then based on that we'll see how we want to build this.
I don't think a permission system would be that hard to build. I don't think they really need our advice for that.
They already have the permission system built. They already showed us it.
Well, they showed us a concept of it. It wasn't like a fully functioning permission system. It was a concept of the permission system.
No, they just showed us a screenshot, but they have it built in the background tools, and it's already in-game.
Well, they've got the party permission system in, and the nesting permission system.
That's the permission system. That's the full-on permission system. They're not two separate systems. They're all running under the same system, Mormon.
This might be the precursor, but this is not the same system they'll be implementing. It'll be a different version of the system. It'll be iterated on.
I think it would be time to move to Mormon's.
Why? We're in the middle of a conversation.
No, it's over.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it'd be exactly the same. Anyway, for mine, I'm really not sure exactly what I'm looking forward to in 2026. To be honest, there was a lot on show. I'm looking forward to the strike teams because I'm curious to see if everything that they communicated to us at CitizenCon will reflect accurately when it's released. Because they always show these missions and they always present them as these big team events, and then they come out and then you get groups of 2 people ratting them. And from what I've seen of the strike teams, it looks like it would actually require a variety of ships to complete successfully. But there's going to be a couple of people that just get 2 ships, go in, and do the mission on their own. So I want there to be a mission that you absolutely, unequivocally, are required to have a fleet, so that we can actually go in with a group of people and do a fleet battle of some description without it feeling like a performance that we've constructed for ourselves,
Yeah, no, makes sense. I think they're gonna need the instancing before that happens.
They need social tools. I'm gonna say it again. I'm sorry. You can't have any group gameplay without these fucking social tools. The party system sucks. It's one of the oldest, outdated.
Oh, I agree.
pieces of
Oh yeah.
garbage
No one
code,
disagreeing with you
and it's
on
gonna
that.
be replaced. It's like that whole new event will be shitty if we don't have the new social tools when it comes out.
You can do that event without social
100%.
tools because it's just about the ships and how you approach it. The communication will suck with the current system. I agree, but you don't need the social tools
Won't
to do
work
that
right.
mission. You need
Well,
instancing
you need
to do that.
You need the new party system, which is the new social tool system. It's like it's not like it's all attached to it, but you need that new system so that you can tell who's who. It's like without that, everything's gonna go bad.
Well,
Telling
yeah.
you, it's not gonna work. It's gonna work as shitty as every other multi-crew event that happens.
The main tech for that mission is the instancing rather than the social tools. I understand what you're saying. It's going to be
It's
messy
the UI.
without.
It's the party UI. What are you talking about? Our party UI breaks more than anything. And as soon as you get like 10, 15 people in a party doing any type of space combat mission, the UI breaks, can't tell who's who. Oh, I can't see this person. You're shooting at somebody else.
Yeah,
It's a common issue that happens.
I understand. I know what you're saying, and I agree. The party system that we have currently sucks, but the integral tech for that mission isn't the social tools. It's the instancing. Because you would be able to get through that mission.
Work, of course.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. The mission.
But even if the mission works, it's still like even if the mission performs well server side, that's what you guys are getting at. What I'm getting at, it's still going to be a horrible experience, even if it's performing well server side when it comes to playing with massive groups. So 2 orgs going at it at this area, no one's going to be able to tell with the current party system because it's going to break immediately. So it's not going to be a real org experience. I'm talking about more than just our small group. I'm talking about people who have these massive groups. They probably deal with this all the time of the party system always breaking, and it probably blows their brain apart because they're like, this party system never works. So it's like hard to orchestrate any type of operation. I mean, we've seen it happen in Skunkworks when we used to be in Skunkworks. At least I did when I did any of the events.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. The current party system doesn't work very well, but I'm just talking about the mission. I understand what you're saying. Communication is going to be weird, and the party markers don't.
The experience is going to be bad. I don't feel like it's going to be great.
Okay. But again, I'm talking about the mission itself. So I understand your views on the party system. But the mission itself, you can do without the social tools. You can get the correct ships. You're not going to be versing other orgs necessarily. It's going to be an instance event. So what I'm looking for is the ships being required for certain activities within that mission. So you've got the fighters that'll need to go inside to do quick sweeps because of the distortion damage. You have capital ships that will serve as repair bases. They'll have ballistic weapons to destroy the shielded generators for the capital ship killer gun the Vandal gun they're going to have on the exterior of the station. So it's more about how that's all going to work together. So it's not just going to be cheesable. People can't just cheese the mission.
Yeah. And you're going to have a big ship for the Vandal Hunter ship coming in as well. So you're going to... But I'm thinking people still going to be cheesing a little bit because you might take just Idris. And you take like four guys in with fighters. Leave it there, fly out, destroy the thing, come back, and crew Idris and destroy it. Like 4 or 5 guys.
I would hope they'd have NPC ships in the area too, and not just have a random base. It would make sense that they would have NPC ships, but I see what you mean. That could be cheesed quite easily.
Hopefully, they will think about
one of the more like stale events to me.
We'll see when it comes
in those things.
That's fair. I mean, the reason I want to see it is not necessarily because it's the most amazing event ever. It's more to do with whether instancing works and whether the balance of ships works for the mission without it just being, having players able to rat the mission. Because there's too many missions like that. Like Hathor, yes, it's collaborative, but I've done it maybe 4 or 5 times with just me and one other person without any trouble, with other players present while they're faffing around in this big group. Me and my friend fired the laser, got a good enough amount of Karanite and got out of there. Which is a viable strategy for Hathor. I'm not against that, but I want a mission where it requires absolutely a big team of people, or 10 people, let's say reasonably. Yeah.
No, I get you where you come from. Which except at the moment, except doing PvP combat, there's nothing really requires a lot of people. Even the Onyx facility is supposed to be like 3 or 4 people, and people doing them by themselves. I think the Stormbreaker, I think you kind of need more people unless you're gonna be like 8 hours shooting that one by yourself.
I have done that mission with 2 people on a couple of occasions, but it takes a while. It takes a bit of effort. I think me and you did it once together, didn't we?
2 of us? No, the lowest count I done 3 people, I think.
That was me, you, and Maddie, right? You did it with us, didn't you, Maddie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
All the missions are stale to me. I can't get excited for no mission. They all suck. They all do.
Don't hold back. Tell us what you really think.
They all do.
Well, you're more trash. You're more of an industry player, aren't you?
No, I'm just more of I go out and do things. Like all the missions suck. They do. They're all plain. They are. That new one, the coolest one looks like the one where you go in the tunnel and you shoot the things. That's going to be the coolest part.
The municipal works?
Besides,
is that what you're talking about?
no,
he's talking about strike teams.
Yeah, the strike teams, like where you have to go inside there and shoot that thing, explode. I think that's going to be the coolest part of the whole entire mission. I feel like everything else is going to be cheesy and garbage.
Yeah, the Rock Breaker's a good one.
Sour ass.
No, I understand why you're not excited. I'm not like super jazzed
the
for
Rock
it. I just
Breaker,
want there to be a collaborative
event,
mission.
That one's different. That one's different.
Because it's got
like
mining
more
in
like
Yeah.
because it's like a whole like setup process. That one's more like Hawthorne. Hawthorne was pretty tight in the way that they designed it. I feel like they learned from it with this rock mining. That one's pretty cool.
You prefer the sequential missions?
Yeah, kind of. Because a lot of these combat ones, I feel like they dropped the ball.
That's why I'm interested to see how it works out, because you are right. They always feel a little bit floppy.
Yeah. I'm not too excited for it.
That's why I hope
the instancing changes it for real.
I want the strike team event to be the one that's like, yes, this is what we've been missing. Like QV stations came close for me. They were really well constructed, but then immediately broke the patch after. So they kind of let themselves down a little bit. But Rock Breaker,
the warehouse one, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That one was pretty nice. That one actually was really nice.
Yeah. In terms of tech for 2026, I'm with you on the planet tech, Maddie. I want realistic planets. Too long have we crashed into rocks on the floor. Too long
What?
have we suffered random forests popping up in places they shouldn't. Too long have we found rivers that don't make sense.
Too long am I freezing in the middle of the desert?
Exactly, yes.
What?
Too long have moons had oxygen on random moons that make no sense.
Do you guys think they're all gonna, like, when they release new tech, all the planets gonna go in one go, or
No.
you think
No.
It's going to be
one by
Nix 1. Nix 1
Oh.
would be the test bed. So we're going to get Nix 1. That's going to be the test bed to see how well Planetech V5 is going. And then you will probably see some, throughout our point patches, that's where you'll see certain systems getting touched up and stuff.
I
So
think
probably
it'll
like-
ripple back through Pyro then to Stanton. I
Yep.
think that'll be the order they do it.
Or maybe Stanton then to Pyro. But I think it'll be, like you said, Pyro to Stanton, because Pyro has more of the newer stuff done to it anyway.
Easier to update it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
I
that's
think one of
something.
the
I
first
want
planets-
them to bring back the bloody solar flares. That was like the best thing about Pyro. And
Yes.
they removed it immediately.
Yes.
I think that's what
Immediately.
Planetech V5 will bring back.
Maybe.
With
Really want
the
that.
rest of engineering. I think that's what the rest of engineering is missing. You know how
Yeah.
they said they're gonna bring in crafting and engineering in March?
Well, they need charge and drain for engineering for distortion damage, because the wormholes, they're supposed to, give distortion damage to the ship. But they
Yeah,
come
the
under
you-
batteries
you-
come in.
Yeah, if you hit the
See your
side there,
batteries come in.
Well, distortion
Yeah.
damage is to individual components, but it will affect the battery as well. But the charge and drain mechanic is like if it's got too much distortion, you can remove that magnetic or electrical charge from the component to make it work more effectively again. Sorry, what were you going to say, Villain? I did not mean to
No.
speak over you.
too late.
Okay, in that case, I'm not interested. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm actually looking forward a little bit for them to flesh out the game loops. So I was hoping, because crafting is gonna come out, so I'm hoping the what they call refining gameplay is gonna come in, because they're gonna need that anyway. So I'm thinking crafting, they're gonna need stuff for crafting. So hopefully they're gonna attach refining to it, and maybe a couple ships will come out. The Expanse and Rastra or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be
Forge.
Do we think refining
yeah.
is going to be a manned activity, or like it is in the refineries where you start the process, leave it, and come back?
Start the
I
process.
kinda
'cause
want
it's already
for-
like that.
I don't want it to be, because
Oh,
I
you're talking
want
about
them
the
to-
ship. The ship itself.
on the ship. Yeah,
Ship
yeah.
refinery.
I think because it's gonna be
It's-
faster, way faster. So I think someone needs to be, maybe not all the time, but he needs to come back every like 3-4 minutes to maybe adjust something and go back to do, fix the ship, come back in a couple minutes. So it's kind of like half on half. So you kind of need to have someone there, but not all the time. That
I feel
would
like
be
it's
the
gonna
best way.
play something like mining already is, with the green bar, red bar scenario, where you'll probably have to keep it into a bar to equalize the machine to refine the process, depending on what you're refining. So like, for instance, Quantanium, you probably have to play this little mini game to balance the machine out to refine the Quantanium on your ship.
Maybe a
so that
required
your ship's
catalyst as well.
stabilized.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
I guess it's I guess you're right. Like, mining anything should be valuable thing. Like, it's not like only finding Quantanium or gold you mine. Yeah, I think everyone should like mine everything, like copper, to get
Oh, yeah,
wire
that's
and stuff
what-
like that as
That's
well.
what crafting's gonna unlock, is everything's gonna become valuable instead of just the things to make money, because you're gonna need all those things to make stuff. You want
Yeah.
Space Heisenberg.
He wants to be
Space
Space
beer.
Heisenberg. He doesn't just want him. It's not like he's super attracted to bald drug dealers. He wants to be a bald drug dealer. Yeah, no, I think I think that's something they've dropped the ball on as well, because they've spoken so many times about security, entering locations via different methods, including landing zones like Lawville and Microtech, like different ways of entering a location and smuggling. and nothing.
Well, maybe that's what
Nothing.
instancing unlocks. You know, they can have these landing pads that you can land at, and they can make an instance room like a
Possibly.
way for you to get, and you know, instead of them having to like hard design that into the cities
Yeah, they could
where
have
it causes more.
like an instanced PvE area where you would go under, like a
Yeah, if you have a
stealth.
special key card, you can like maintenance key card. You know, you got it off one of the maintenance guys, and you can land on one of those roofs. So, because sometimes you can land in the buildings in Lorville on the rooftops, and it'll have like what looks like an elevator that could work, and maybe they could make that to where it makes an
Yeah,
instance room,
yeah.
and that's like an
Like
instance zone.
the elevator goes down to a basement level where there's a maintenance room. Use that key card, like you said, whether you'd get that off a security officer in another location. You can stock up on them so you can smuggle. And like it instances like a corridor, secret passageway, maybe with some guards in there. You can either sneak past them or you can attack, and you smuggle in that way. Like the little way of getting the cargo in. But that will be for small packages. But yeah, something like that. And they've dropped the ball on that because they kept mentioning it for years. They had it in the Pyro demo, and they removed it when Pyro launched. And they have it in no other landing zones. And says there's no room for Heisenberg. And Mousy wants Heisenbergery stuff in the game.
I would like they kind of missing out on like the whole crafting the drugs and pyro and getting them into Stanton to sell for big profit, and then everyone like the pirates would they know which side you're going to be coming through, or you need to go through next and takes you longer, so more dangerous.
Well, you guys don't even remember they showed the video of the side pocket jump portals. They even showed like and
the transient
nothing.
jump.
Yeah, that's where I was.
The ones that you would discover.
Yeah. So, but silence. Since then they said it. Nothing.
Silence. Yeah,
that will be part of instancing, because the way that the wormholes work is you have the Pyro server and the Stanton server, and you travel from Pyro to Stanton. The way it works is when you're in the tunnel, you're put in this kind of server train. That's why you can only have 40 people on it. And it kind of moves along with people on this, server trains, like a box containing the players. And then when it connects to the Stanton server, you then exit it, and you're now on the new server. So I think it will be an instancing issue. Once instancing comes in, maybe transient jump points will be more possible. And that'll be really good for the inter-system smuggling. Mouse will be having tons of fun with that. We just bring in Widow wherever he wants to bring it. I don't know, what's the meth equivalent in Star Citizen? Maze. Maybe. Maze always looked like weed, to be honest. Not that I know what weed looks like.
It's green. The help?
Yeah. But yeah, no, smuggling would be so good. I would be so into that. Like, that would be my chill gameplay until I got caught.
Smuggling, chill.
And then it would be my murder every NPC. Murder every NPC I see gameplay.
Yeah.
I do think that stuff's still in the works, but it's just irritating when they mention stuff and they never mention it again, like push and pull. That was one of the minor features that I was going to actually state that I wanted this year. Because with Squadron 42 coming in, which has push and pull, why can't they just put it in the game, damn it? I know there's so many assets they have to adapt, but still, I just want it. That'll come with the suit specialization as well when they remove
be able to grab
EVA.
onto a wing, hold on to it.
Yeah, villain, the wing's damaged. Just go out there. Could you just go and have a look for me?
You guys just mean.
Now, Manny will be on the other wing. He'll be doing it voluntarily.
Just holding on.
I've got this. But I was also going to bring us to look at one more thing, because I think although a lot of people might not care about this, there are a pocket of players that will. And that is Squadron 42. Which apparently is still on target for this year, for 2026.
Coming out
Probably
this year,
end of the year,
boys.
if anything.
Oh, yeah. It'll be November, December time. December, probably, because they'll probably like, let's do it in November.
Out this year,
We're going to
boys.
have to delay to December, guys.
Who's ready to play the campaign?
I'm ready. I'm here for it.
For me, it depends how much they want it for it, because I don't have it. So, like, if they wanted like $60, $70, I'm like,
I personally think...
Make it the price of an Idrit. No, I'm just joking.
If you're a concierge and you've spent like 2,500 plus on the PU,
you should get it for free.
You should get it for free.
Get a discount.
Yeah, I mean, I think even at
like
1,000, you should get it for free.
But you should get it for free.
But yeah, I missed the deadline for that. I joined Star Citizen like 3 months after they gave it away for free for the last time. I was like, no.
Because there's no way to even buy it at the moment. The Squadron, I don't think.
I would buy it. Like I'd have been bought it.
You can buy through Grey Market that's attached to existing packages, but you can't buy it just.
Whatever they charge, they're gonna get it from me.
Take my money.
They deserve it.
Yeah,
it's the only game I've backed and funded, anyways. Like for real.
Yeah, this is a game I strongly believe in, and I do believe they can reach the end goal. And so I'm happy to donate money, which is essentially what pledging is. It's just going to take time.
Well, technically,
we're running out of. We're all getting old.
They release base building ships and stuff. They would have more money from me. Okay, if you would just release them into the game, you would have more of my money.
I'm going to go on retirement, and they're going to be just 2 more years. 2 more, man. Well, we're almost there. 2 more years.
Right, I'm just going to read out this section for Squadron 42. So it says, on the Squadron 42 front, our focus throughout 2025 was to build on the progress of 2024 and what we showed at last year's CitizenCon by bringing the game to content complete and closing out remaining core tasks in preparation for beta. All chapters are now fully playable from beginning to end, and we've been playing through the game ourselves regularly. Squadron 42 is a large game, over 40 hours in length, and it's becoming increasingly clear how special it will be once the remaining polish, optimization, and bug fixing is complete. A big part of what makes this possible is the technology we've built at CIG over many years. The ability to move seamlessly from on foot into a vehicle you can fly and move around inside, down to a planet and across star systems, all without loading screens, Starfield, creates a level of immersion that's very difficult to replicate. The combination of close-up interaction and galactic scale is at the core of what will make Squadron 42 so unique. Equally important is the quality of the content itself, from writing and performance capture to characters, environments, ships, lighting, sound, cinematics, and design. The level of care across the entire game is something I'm incredibly proud of. Combined with the deeply interactive systems, it creates an experience that pulls you into the world and keeps you there. So I think that kind of gives us an idea of at least the confidence they're projecting in the letter from the chairman.
Like from what they showed last year there on CitizenCon, the storytelling was pretty spot on. I enjoyed it. However, the actors and stuff was pretty good. So I'm pretty sure the story itself is going to be pretty captivating. I'm just the bugs. We'll see how that's going to go.
What bugs? There's no bugs.
There's nothing worse to yank you out of from immersion than bugs in the game.
No bugs in the single player. No bugs.
Yeah. There's also another note here. It says, for Squadron 42, our priority remains quality and polish as we move towards beta and release. We're confident in the direction the game is headed and are fully focused on delivering. We know many of you are eager to play, and we're looking forward to putting it in your hands. We don't plan on a long drawn-out marketing campaign, as we've already done our share of trailers and gameplay previews. When it's time, you and the rest of the gaming world will hear a lot more from us. So, I do think, from like Villain said, what they've shown us is pretty fleshed out. They've been pretty confident, other than their faux pas on the Benoit stream. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about there, guys. But other than that, this letter seems pretty confident in the time frame releasing it next year.
Yep.
So that is nice to see and nice to hear. There was the problem with the Benoit stream where Jared said, I don't know if we're going to make it. No. That did not go down well. And I do think he was just trying to be honest. It just kind of backfired. But
we'll see. Until they not state anything, we're kind of going to be expecting it this year, right?
Yeah.
They're going to probably in
But
June.
a release.
If there's going to be delayed, it's going to be like in June or something.
Date, so
both spoke at the same time then. I don't think anyone heard anything.
No, I'm saying, like, if they're going to be delaying it, probably it's going to be like June, July. They're going to be mention something.
Yeah, no, probably. I also noticed that he still uses the youngest photograph of himself possible on the letter.
Forever 21, man.
Forever 21.
Yeah.
Back when he had a jawline. Sorry. But yeah. That was unnecessary. That was unnecessary. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, that just tickled me a little bit. Back to our talk space over here.
Sponsored by CIG, by the way.
He's going to kick me. He's going to kick me out of the game, guys. I think he's aware. Okay, he doesn't need to hear from me to know. Okay, when you get old, you lose your chin. It's a fact of life, unless you have like no body fat at all. I think another thing that just came to my mind that I'm really curious to see how they execute is from instancing to dynamic server meshing, because instancing is in part dynamic server meshing in the fact it spools up a server for a specific task or event or mission. But the way they spoke about dynamic server meshing in the past is where a server could spool up anywhere as needed for the activity you're currently doing. So the server will detect if there's a ton of players in one spot, it will spool up a new server to contain those players. So it removes them from the larger server that's maybe governing the system instead. That's how they originally spoke about it. They even spoke about how a ship itself, depending on how many people you had on it, could become itself a server, contain those people. And I'm wondering how close they can get the reality of server meshing to that. That's kind of something I'm looking forward to. Don't know if we're going to get that this year, but we're definitely going to get the instancing, which would be nice to see. Don't know if you guys...
I'm thinking instancing is the part of the server meshing, the one that you're talking about. So I think this is like a stepping stone they needed before they're actually going to...
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, it is. It's the layering system for the dynamic server meshing.
But I think they need to then figure out how to nest servers within servers to get it to spool up as and when needed in specific locations. Because that's how they first spoke of it. Instancing obviously is the first step towards that, which is great. That's a great move, and I'm looking forward to that. I just want to know where it's going to end, what the final product will be.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how
it'll be something you won't even know. You won't even notice.
Hopefully,
if it performs the way it should, something you'll never notice.
The CIG will make us notice it. They'll be like, "Look what we did! We did it, guys!" Which is
just
fair,
in case you missed it, that you switch server. This is it.
Look, the game looks the same, but this is what's happening. But yeah, do you guys have any final things you want to kind of get out about the new year, or even beyond 2026 would be fine, because there's tons of stuff still to come.
And just one other thing I'm kind of hoping they're gonna do, it's undo the if you die you keep your crap on you. I think that needs to go.
They need to.
That's coming.
It needs to go this year.
That's coming.
It really needs to.
Take it away.
I think tier 3, which I think is supposed to be the final version, is going to be the insurance approach. In order to get your stuff back, you need to. Is Death of the Spaceman is going to be part of it, Gaz? But I think the tier system, the retrieval system is going to be its own thing first before Death of a Spaceman comes in. But you are right; that's going to be part of it.
You know what? That was my low for last year. Was that
the tier 0?
Yeah. It just
everyone being able to keep their stuff. That was my low. That was the lowest thing of the year.
I think it took a lot out of the game.
It did.
And I know why they've done it. Okay, so the other thing is like it builds a little bit more of a gameplay because people tend to, even me, I actually went and collected like armor set for myself because I know I'm not gonna lose it. But the second this comes in and we're gonna be able to lose it, I don't think people are gonna try to go and collect the armors anymore unless they do collect it and put it on a display and that's it. It's just gonna be hanging there, but then they're not gonna be using it. So yeah, but it needs to happen.
Let's see if we can find the actual specifications for the tiers, just so we can get a clear view. One moment.
Un momento.
Un momento. Might need to look on Spectrum, actually. Oh, it is Spectrum. Ah, look at that. Happy accident. But I think the tier 3, the way it works is in order to retrieve your items, you first need to register them in the system. So it's not going to just be like, open your inventory, ensure all your armor. It will have to be specific armors. So if you're going to go on a mission and you want to use a specific armor, you go to a place in your inventory or an insurance kiosk. I don't know how exactly they're going to do it, but you would ensure that specific piece of armor. And if you were to lose it, it's not you spawn back with it. You have to go and collect it from a place. I think that is a fair system because there is a cost, an economic cost to losing your armor. Okay, here we go. I've got it here. Okay, so tier 0. We already know what that is, so I'm not going to bore everyone with that. Looking ahead to tier 1 and tier 2. While tier 0 lays the groundwork and provides some assurance that your equipped items are not lost, we are already actively developing tier 1 and tier 2 implementations. These future updates will add more depth to the system, including a viable path for piracy. That's nice to hear. I mean, I would never pirate anyone.
Accidentally when they happen to find it.
Yeah. Tier 1 loadout and ship registration. Tier 1 will introduce, so it looks like it's inclusive of ship insurance. Tier 1 will introduce the ability to register your gear and ships at kiosks or at ASOP terminals. Important notes. Personal loadout. Players can register their equipped items, which can be reclaimed for free at specific loadout. I'm trying to read it accurately, but it's got a typo. For free at specific kiosk or freight elevators. Ships and interiors. Ships, along with their loadouts, decorations, and locker contents, that's a nice touch. You can ensure, like, ammo that you've stored in a locker, can also be registered. They can be reclaimed in the state they were previously registered at ASOP terminals for a price. Looting and bricked items. Once an item is looted, this is tier 1, just as a reminder. Once an item is looted, it remains usable until the original owner reclaims it or marks it as stolen. At that point, a dead man's switch is activated, meaning it will cease to function after a period of time. While a looted or stolen bricked item is no longer usable, you can still sell the items for credits. Pledge items are auto-registered and will never lose their registration status. They can always be claimed back, even if they were not manually registered. I think that will have some contention, but I think that is correct. That's how they should handle it.
Very cool.
With tier 1, you will no longer respawn with your preserved gear already equipped. You will need to visit a location such as your freight elevator to claim your registered items. We are developing a quality of life feature to allow you to re-equip your previous full loadout with one auto-equip button at this location. Additionally, with the implementation of tier 1, our current plan is to remove the ability to backspace out of dangerous scenarios as a way to retain gear. I won't move on to tier 2 because we might want to discuss this first. What are your thoughts about tier 1? There are features in tier 2 that address some issues in tier 1, just as a note. But would you be happier receiving tier 1 in the current situation?
It's like, yeah, it's fine. Anything just
we need.
you should not be able to like get up with all your gear back up.
Yep.
There needs to be a cost for you dying, and that was the only cost which they removed it.
Yeah, I do think that reclaiming your armor shouldn't be free. I think that there should be a cost like ships. Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm not sure why they have no fee there. Any thoughts from you, Maddie? Oh, sorry.
There should be 2 costs, I think. One, to actually just reclaim it, and let's say it takes you 24 hours before you're going to get it, and you pay like...
Oh, Gaz is right. It says for a fee. I misread free.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gaz.
And the other option, you can expedite it as well, and you need to gonna like pay a fuck ton for it, and they will just expedite for like 10 minutes, something like that, you know.
Okay.
Money sink.
Yes. No, we need a lot more money sinks and more meaningful money sinks.
Yes.
Maddie, what are your thoughts on tier 1?
No, tier 1 is what's needed, man. I feel like everybody's been babified in Star Citizen right now currently. Like, they go out there with no gear fear. I want that gear fear back. I want you to be scared as hell to pull anything out. I mean, everyone always hits me with, oh, but that means we're going to see a lot of sperm suits again. Everybody just in no gear. It's like, no, because then they'll never be able to do anything, especially if they bring this in with crafting. If they bring it in the same time crafting comes out, it'll be perfect, because then you're going to want armor and stuff to get all the nice new resources to be able to craft the new stuff. So you're going to have to go out there with types of gear and that you'll be able to lose, and there's going to be the risk and reward back. But that's just me.
Okay.
I want
That's
this
fair.
more, like you like to say, brimstone and fire, the fire and brimstone.
Yeah. I want there to be punishment. I think there's too little of it at the moment. So tier 2, restoring bricked items and crafting integration, which brings piracy more into the game. You could sell in tier 1, but you couldn't unbrick items. So tier 2 will introduce a way to restore previously bricked items for a price. I do have a problem with bricked items, which I'll come back to. Looting and bricked items. Once an item is looted...
Sorry, Marmon, didn't mean to cut you off. Mouse said, are we going to have a science side to the game, like engineering/crafting, where we can create stuff like plants, medicine, and food? And so the answer is yes. There's 3 different fabricators. There's the item fabricator, the chemical fabricator, and the nutrients fabricator.
And there was specifically science and exploration gameplay in the original concept. I think it's now more unclear how those will be formed in the game. Exploration is a little bit more clear, because there will be data and map trading.
Yeah.
The science side of things is less clear. I think it might be more to do with agricultural disease control, but nothing has been put in the game for that at all yet.
No, I think from what they said, science, I say, you're supposed to put in a blueprint to like a server or something, and it will give you like, oh, this is gonna be upgraded in like 24 hours or something like that.
Oh, that's research.
It's research.
Research science, kind of the only thing they showed.
But in the original concept of science, the medical gameplay is like inextricably attached to it. It would be disease control. You could pick up diseases from being on specific planets. And like Gaz says, the Endeavor has a science module. So they've already basically developed themselves into a corner, and they have to do it. But yeah, so research, I think, is part of that, like science technology, I guess you could argue, but there is more to it that hasn't really been formed yet.
The only thing I can see how they could have done science, like let's say like quasi-grazers, and you've got like a farm or something, you can do some kind of gene slicing on them to get a better strain of quasi-grazer or something along that line to be more...
So villain wants to inbreed his cows.
No, 2 heads like in Fallout or something. To make it
Heard it here first.
Make it more efficient.
Oh gosh,
something like that.
it's gonna have like cows with some sort of intellectual issues. Brother and sister. Don't clip that. Sorry. Yeah, so let's just get back to tier 2 quickly. So looting and bricked. Once an item is looted, you'll have an option to sell it, dismantle it for crafting materials, which is nice, or restore it with the potential cost of crafting materials and credits to make it your own. This system creates a viable path for piracy, allowing you to claim another player's belongings if you take the necessary steps to legitimize ownership. I'll kind of, like I said, have a problem with the bricked stuff, but we'll get into that in a moment. If an item had a cosmetic applied, restoring it will remove the cosmetic in the process. That's good. So if you bought a cosmetic on the store, it doesn't come with the thing you've pirated. Can you imagine how disappointed you'll be if you loot someone and they've got this really cool armor, and then you pirate it, and it's like, whoa, nope. The introduction of item recovery is a significant step toward making gear persistence more meaningful, or maintaining the risk-reward balance of looting. Tier 0 in Alpha 4.1 is just the beginning, and as we further integrate it into the broader crafting and insurance systems, we'll be actively refining and updating with the help of your feedback throughout the PTU process and beyond. My problem with bricked items is I understand it for ships. To a point, I understand it for weapons. I do not understand it for armor.
Yes.
I
Well, like
think
locking you out of the suit, like locking the suit from being powered on. If they were to give us the ability of making chips for each different type of item, I would be okay with it. But if there's no way to unbrick an item, I feel like it's a very dumb idea.
I think all items can be unbricked, and I think that's fine. And I'm happy with them to keep this just on a logic basis. Like armors that require power, I can understand that. Like the armors that have a battery, like the Palatino armor, understandably might have a battery that powers the armor. It's got wires everywhere and mechanical parts and things like that.
Like the bulletproof vest one.
Yeah. If there's a bulletproof vest or a pair of shoes or a bracelet and it gets bricked and I can't use it, that is just stupid. There should be items that are so basic, or armor sets that are so basic, if they don't require power and you rob someone, you do not need to do the bricking system approach. Because they're not going to be valuable enough to even consider wanting to brick them anyway. You know what I mean? I
get where you come from, but like I think they've done it so people don't dupe stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's the only reason.
Maybe a tracker system would be better. Like if you keep an item longer than a specific time or until someone reclaims it, a tracker activates for that belonging and your bounty raises or something like that.
Yeah, and then I put one of those, dupe them a couple times, put in people's ships, and then track everyone in the system.
Just make unbricking something be super expensive so that if you're trying to dupe, that solves it so that you don't have these like ridiculous things that need to be bricked. Things that don't need to be bricked be so low value that there's no reason to be duping them anyways, and there's nothing that comes out of it. They have to like really think about it in that aspect.
That's what I'm saying, Villain. Only like super low value items that, logically speaking, would not require unbricking, like a pair of leather boots. Last time I checked, if I stole someone's boots, they don't deactivate. It's not like the grip on the bottom of the shoe stops gripping the floor, you know?
Smart shoes. Smart shoes. They don't hold your feet.
Like just all the friction just disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I do agree with you guys. I think we do need the new tier system for the loot.
Yeah, I think that was one of the biggest blunders of the year.
Yes.
I don't think it was a blunder, but I do think that they've left it in place too long. I see why they implemented it, which is fine, but they should have implemented it later so that it stayed in place for a shorter period of time. So we didn't have to, suffer. Endure it for so long. But I think, unless you guys have any other things concerning 2026, this would be a good stopping point.
I think we covered most of it.
And if you didn't get an opportunity in the chat to share something, feel free to leave it in the YouTube comments. We do read them. One of us reads them religiously, Villain.
Someone has to, man.
But we appreciate everyone who did come to the stream to kind of hear us out and to watch. Thank you, Gaz, for your corrections of my terrible reading of the word fee. We are moving our streams from Thursdays to Fridays from next week. It'll be the same time at 6 p.m. UK time, 6:30 p.m. UK time, but it'll be on Fridays from next week onwards. We'll of course release the updates on the Discord, and we'll keep you updated if anything else changes. Mostly it'll be me streaming for now, but as Maddie and Villain get their setup sorted, I think Villain will be taking a stream soon, sometime this month as well. So it won't just be me yapping at the beginning anymore. Also, our first gameplay stream will be on the 10th of January, which is not this Saturday, but the following one. We haven't quite decided what that will include or what the mission will be that day, but when we have more of an idea, we will update you, especially next week on Friday. We'll let you guys know what we plan to do. But yeah, so if you haven't followed already and you've just started to watch today, please follow us.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully everybody's not too hungover. I didn't drink too much last night, but I did wake up still feeling it a little. Just a little.
Me too. Me too. Not 100%, I would say.
Yeah.
Not 100%.
Now, hopefully this year it's nothing but great stuff for Star Citizen, guys.
Is audio's back? Don't know.
Our audio's there. It's just Mormon. I can't hear him in the Discord.
I think I don't know what happened. Next Saturday, we're gonna do some gameplays next Saturday. That's kind of the idea. We'll see. We don't know really what we're gonna do.
We're gonna get into the Star Citizen shenanigans.
Yeah.
That's what we should call it.
Yep.
Star shenanigans.
I don't know if Mormon can hear us. He's keep on talking, but
I just heard